Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell the truth about silver. Today is Tuesday, the 19th of January 2021, and we're just looking at the performance of precious metals and financial markets the day before the Joe Biden inauguration. So let's take a look. Just a quick shout out to our video yesterday, entitled China to Outgrow the United States by 2028, where we pointed out that China's growth is accelerating at such a pace, it is predicted by economists that its GDP may in fact outgrow that of the United States by as early as 2028. It's interesting, as we write this podcast for this evening, Antony Blinkin, Biden's choice for Secretary of State, is undergoing Senate scrutiny and confirmation. And China is one of the major international issues currently under discussion there. Now, on the eve of the Biden inauguration, we thought we would take a look at how markets are performing. And, for note, the time currently is 1950 GMT. UK and European equity markets are now closed and did so broadly down between 0.1% and 0.6%. Obviously, the American markets are still open and will be for a few more hours, and the Dow is up 135 points at 30,948. The S&P 500 is up 30 points at 3,798, and the Nasdaq is up 194 points at 13,192. The dollar index is down 0.26 at 90.49, so it's still holding above that quite crucial 90 level. Now, oil prices have risen, with Brent crude up $1.12 at $55.87, and WTI crude is up 61 cents at $52.97, with some analysts predicting a rise for Brent and possibly WTI to $60 by no later than the second quarter of this year. Now, Bitcoin is still the star of the show today, and that is up $1,000 at $37,323. A handful of dollars off its all-time high, $1,000 off its all-time high, but still improving on its low last week. Now let's just take a brief look at gold and silver. Now, just a reminder, gold closed last week at $1,828 and currently stands at $1,840, so it is up some $12. And silver closed last week at $24.80 and is currently $25.16. So that's up some 36 cents. To be frank, there is really very little movement in both of these precious metals. The highs and lows, the gaps are not that significant. You see, there is no mainstream economic data being reported either yesterday or today, and won't be really tomorrow because of the inauguration. So all eyes will be on that inauguration, plus, of course, any development on the current coronavirus figures. Gold is sort of centralizing around the 200-day EMA, but the $1,900 level is the level at which analysts are currently predicting gold will, in time, gravitate towards. And it is the general consensus, not a guarantee, but a general consensus, that once that 1900 is breached, then more investor interest in gold will occur. Silver is trying to rest above the 50-day EMA, which is $25.15, so at the moment it's 1 cent above that, with resistance levels at $25.30 and $25.55 thereafter, as we mentioned in our weekly update published on Saturday. Support, of course, rests at the $25 level, with $24.70 underlying that. The political arena, though, is what is currently drawing our attention, not so much just because of the inauguration, but earlier today, Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell said, "The mob that stormed the Capitol," his words, "on January the 6th was fed lies and, wait for it, provoked by the president and others into violence." Quote, "They tried to stop a specific proceeding of the first branch of the federal government, which they did not like," unquote. McConnell said of the crowd that marched to the Capitol following a rally where they were addressed by President Trump. Now, just for context, the Democratic-controlled House impeached President Trump on a single article charging him with incitement of insurrection following the assault on the Capitol. This assault led to 5 people, including a US Capitol Police officer, dead, and, of course, damage to the building, with incidents of theft occurring as well. Now, according to Bloomberg today, we'll quote Bloomberg directly, McConnell's remarks underscored the extent to which he has sought to distance himself from Trump, even before the January 6th riot, beginning with his belated acknowledgement of Biden's win. While blaming Trump for provoking the crowd, the Kentucky Republican continued to leave some uncertainty over how he will handle Trump's impeachment trial. Last week, he told fellow Republicans he had not decided how he would vote on the single article of impeachment. One of his longtime allies told reporters Tuesday, that's today, that hasn't changed. He's going to listen to the evidence that's been presented. Texas Republican John Cornyn said of McConnell's approach to the impeachment trial. Cornyn said, "Each Republican should decide for themselves how they vote on whether to convict Trump without pressure from party leaders. I've heard people talk about a vote of conscience," Cornyn said. "I think that's a good way to put it," unquote. Now, it would take 67 votes to convict Trump if all senators actually vote. That means at least 17 Republicans would have to join all 50 Democrats, assuming all 50 will vote in that direction, on the verdict. Now, McConnell's decision on impeachment will influence, admittedly, what other GOP senators will do. Whether it will be enough, one will have to wait and see should that vote take place. It will also arguably have an effect on how much influence Trump continues to exert over the party once he's out of office. Because, of course, should they convict President Trump, they could potentially then call for a vote to ban him permanently from public office. And that vote would only require a simple majority of the Senate. So clearly, there's virtually no doubt that if they manage to get 17 Republicans to convict him, it will not be a difficulty to have a simple majority of the Senate to prevent him standing again. Now, of course, nothing will happen until or unless House Speaker Nancy Pelosi sends the impeachment article to the Senate, because that will then trigger the start of a trial. Now, we have to say she has not done this as yet, and we suspect she probably will do so once the inauguration has been completed. Now, whilst many Republicans have much to thank Trump for in terms of their election victories, there's no doubt of that in view of how many Trump supporters actually came out to vote, there may just be enough to throw him under the proverbial bus, as it were, as some of those senators themselves have ambitions to become president. And frankly, any chance of Trump coming back in 2024 ruining that prospect may be sufficient incentive for them to make sure that he cannot. Now, this may be their rather cynical attempt at the same time of not only protecting their chances, but of showing the Democrats that they're willing to heal, as so many of them have said is what's required. Now, whether that happens or not, we shall have to wait and see. It's certainly a movable feast. What do you think? Do share your thoughts. The gold and silver precious metal markets are a little quiet at the moment, so share your thoughts on what's going to happen at the inauguration tomorrow, and whether you think there will be an impeachment trial or not, and if so, what the verdict eventually will be, though it's likely to take a number of weeks. Meanwhile, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel, not forgetting to press the bell sign so you're notified of our videos as and when they are published. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer: Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.